My name is Mary B. Carr. I'm a William & Mary student, and today I'm going to be walking you through a small NACLO dataset. Here's the dataset. It's coming from the Central Cagayan Octa language, which is spoken in the Philippines by about 600 people as of the writing of the dataset. And you can see all this information is coming from an Octa grammar that was written in 1960. So it's a bit on the older side. First thing I want to do looking at this dataset is figure out what they're asking of us. I'm seeing little being repeated in a lot of these translations, along with the words, so pig and little pig I'm seeing. So it seems like they want us to figure out how a noun becomes a little noun. And in linguistics, we call that process diminutization. So in English, a rough equivalent might be dog becoming doggy or cat becoming kitty. It becomes smaller. It often can indicate a difference in size, a difference in age sometimes, being younger, and also sometimes a feeling of emotional fondness. So let's take a look at the data. I want to find pairs in the language to start figuring out what's happening. So I'm seeing pig and little pig. I'm seeing loincloth and little loincloth. I'm also seeing creek and little creek. So let's take a look at just one of the pairs, pig and little pig to start out with. The translation of pig is given as bahoy, and the translation of little pig is bala bahoy. So I'm seeing a repetition of bahoy between the two, and I'm also seeing an addition of a prefix bala. So just to set up our working hypothesis, I'm going to write down that bala as a prefix on these words acts as the diminutive we're looking for. Let's test that out on another pair of data. We've got loincloth and little loincloth. Again, I'm seeing loincloth being bag, little loincloth being bala bag, so bag is repeated between the two, and that prefix bala is added to make it little. So our hypothesis is held up for this pair, and that final pair, creek and little creek, being where and wallaware, I'm seeing that root word existing in the little form of the noun, but this time I'm seeing a walla instead of a bala, so it looks like our hypothesis does not work for this. Let's look a little closer at our data, see if we can find a different pattern. For bahoy and balabahoy, bag and balabag, where and wallaware, I'm seeing bahoy and bag getting a bala prefix and where getting a walla prefix. So I think a better hypothesis would be that we're repeating the first sound of the root word on our diminutive prefix. So just to simplify it a little bit, b plus ala for bahoy and bag, and w plus ala for where. So our new hypothesis is that the first sound of the original word is repeated plus ala, and that acts as the diminutive prefix we're looking for. So let's test it out on the questions on the right-hand side of the data set. They want us to translate little leg, so we're going to look in the data for leg. I see it here. Following our hypothesis, we're going to repeat that first sound plus ala plus that root word giving us talataki. For money, I'm seeing little money in the data set, so we're going to be working backwards, but it's really the same process. We see p plus ala plus pirak, so I'm going to take off the pala, leaving us with just pirak for money. For little beetle, I'm seeing beetle in the data set, talabag, so you repeat that first sound, plus ala, plus the root word, giving us talatalabag. And for little patch, finally, I'm seeing patch in the data set, so labang, repeat that first sound, l, or la, plus ala, plus that root word labang, giving us lalalabang, which is a bit of a mouthful. All right, that was a very short data set. Just to finish it off, I want you guys to look at what little granny would be in this language. Thank you for following along. If you're interested in running through more complicated problems, highly encourage you to do so. They get a lot longer, a lot more fun. You can follow that middle QR code for more practice problems. And if you want more general information about the Olympiad itself, that top QR code leads to the official website, and that bottom QR code leads to the William & Mary specific NACLO website. Have a good day.